everyone. We back again with The Internet is Hungry. Gonna go over the video or the website real quick again, just for refreshers. So we have our video menu if people actually watch. Boom, 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 from text to picture to video menus, and voila. So we did some customer discovery today. Oh shoot. One sec. Yeah, anyways. So we did some customer discovery today. We only hit up one spot, but it turned out to be super duper productive. We went to Basil Viet Kitchen and we met the owner, William, who was super duper chill. He gave us a ton of good insights and we talked for about, honestly, 30 minutes. So, yeah, he's the owner of Basil Viet Kitchen, which is I'd say fast casual kind of pho shop. I've been there once, it's actually decent. So I had a 30-minute conversation with him. He graduated from UW about 2 years ago with data analytics. He's 24 years old. And he's been running that restaurant actually for, I think, 6 or 7 years, which is super impressive. So I think he opened it his freshman year of college, so when he was like, I guess, 18. He's planning on opening up a new spot further up the Ave as a new concept, and he wants to do a franchise out of it that serves like quick, casual, serverless, simple Vietnamese food, similar to Sizzle and Crunch, which is basically like I don't want to say Subway, but for Vietnamese, like banh mi's, but kind of like that, just super quick. And he wants to put it across from the H Mart on the Ave. So it's a little bit of background on him. So what the game plan was, I kind of just walked there. Honestly, was not feeling very social today, but I did push through. So before we walked in, we did a little bit of research. We saw that they had no website, very minimal internet presence at all. They had one post on Instagram, which was like from like 6 or 7 months ago. It was just like, oh, like we're hiring, hit us up with like 9 followers. So game plan was just walk in there and I asked the cashier who does their online marketing. It's kind of like, huh. And then I guess the owner was just eating right there. There's no one else in the restaurant. And so we chopped it up. I showed him the demo. And he was kind of confused about it. He asked if there was any other restaurants that done it. And I said yes. And I was referring to like the demos, I guess. So I haven't sold it to anyone else. And the demos are from like a previous project, which I'll probably share later. But yeah, so I kind of fumbled that answer. And I was kind of like, yes, but they didn't really use it. So I shouldn't have said that. I should have worded it differently. So I think from that point on, he was like, oh, whatever. But then he started giving me some advice. We started talking about it in general, just like as a business, and just getting opinions and learning more about the restaurant industry. So very productive conversation. I think this probably is like the most productive conversation, probably more than the rest of the 6 combined from yesterday. So some key takeaways was that I should start doing these projects. I should start like not selling anything yet, but just doing these projects for free. So restaurants can have like, so I can have like data to go off of and results to sell. I kind of made a comment that I kind of felt like I was selling air, which I thought was just like part of like creating something new and selling it. But then he kind of agreed to it. So I was like, oh, wait a minute. But the way around it is I guess I have to do some like trial runs for free and get data. So let's say we can increase sales by like 10% or increase walk-ins or this, that. So that's kind of the next step, I think. And then he kind of framed restaurants in a new light that I kind of had a concept of. So previously I was talking about like full service restaurants, but I think a better way to put it would be like there's convenience restaurants and like destination based restaurants. And the litmus test for that would be, do people go out of their way to eat there? So do people like plan a night, a special occasion? Like do they take time out of their day to go there, or is it just like a lunch thing, like, oh, hey, check out this place. Let's grab it for lunch. And Basil Viet Kitchen is definitely convenience. It's just like on the street corner and there's a bunch of students walking by. And I guess most restaurants on the Ave are also just in that same category. So like again, they're selling like commodity foods. Like William mentioned that like what is the big difference between like a picture of a bowl of pho and like a video, and wasn't really convinced, which I suppose is true for that type of food product, but for like the restaurant for like destination restaurants and for more of like the food experience, videos would definitely be a step up from that. So I mentioned that restaurants in that vein will be kind of located in the Green Lake, Cap Hill, Ballard area, more the U Village, but U Village is like super nice. You kind of have like 2 to 2.5 star places. That would be a pretty good fit for my product. So that's kind of where I think I'll go, kind of update the ICP to kind of go more high end. But I definitely do need more practice, and I think I 100% will be doing like just demo runs, experiments, and just giving free things, doing free, you know, work to see if I can help things, if I can add value to a restaurant. There's just some confusion in the conversation about what I was selling. Was I selling like an online like website with just like videos? Like that wasn't really what I was going for. It was more of like a digital addition to their restaurant experience. It's like a stranger walking by would scan the QR code. That was more of like the vibe versus just like online finding this random website from there. So he didn't know what he was buying. 500 videos, $500 for like let's say 30 videos, and then what? Right. So my pitch wasn't as solid as it could have been. And then yeah, it kind of goes into this question where if he spends $200 on Yelp, he knows what he's gonna get. Versus if he spends $200 on my product, it's kind of like a question mark. And speaking in the restaurant terms, I was kind of curious about what kind of data they collected, and I was honestly pretty shocked that it's just like sales. Like that's it. Like how much money did they make today? Monthly sales, yearly sales, and that seems to be like the biggest metric that they really care about. I don't think they keep track of like walk-ins or maybe average ticket volume, like more advanced stats. I think it's literally just like this. So I need to be able to sell in terms of daily sales, monthly sales, yearly sales, and be able to prove that as well. Tracking attribution from marketing is notorious, I think, pretty tough. Once you put a sign up on your restaurant or you redecorate the storefront, like, do you really know what's going on? If you put menus on your restaurant, like, do you really know how to track that if they walk in like a day later? Like, no, it's like kind of impossible. So I gotta figure that out. I think I could do an analytics page for sure on the QR codes though. Talked a little bit about his new franchise, and he kind of his new restaurant that he wants to franchise out. He was looking for a marketing person. Not any troubles figuring out what to do there, but yeah, the takeaway was do a project for free, get data, and then sell the results of that. So then, I can actually sell something versus selling an idea. Also, I should have been better prepared for questions, but I guess it's just part of the game. Getting those reps in. Yeah, he kind of had this and what test where, like, what if I don't see that? Like, he was bringing up objections. One of them was, what if I don't see the difference between pictures and videos for selling food? And it's kind of like, I guess the whole thesis, like, I think you're wrong. Even if you think you're right, this is not going to be a fit, especially for maybe commodified QSR, quick service restaurants, things like that. We talked about the payment model, and he acknowledged like the one-time payment thing doesn't create a sustainable business, and I have to try to find a way to get recurring revenue. So I kind of mentioned I was thinking about like hosting fees, like $10 a month just to host the videos, which was just kind of spitballing there. Kind of on the fence about that. Definitely an open question. It's something to consider further down the road. Yeah, once again confirming that like the app is not like the spenders app. It's like penny pinchers and like mom and pop shops that, you know, aren't super business savvy. Get an idea for like an online hub. He had his first impression of me walking in was that, like, he wasn't sure what I was selling, and he mentioned that like a business owner, a restaurant owner, doesn't really care like who I am or what I do. They really care more about like what I can bring for them, which is pretty interesting. And he also mentioned that like if it wasn't useful for them, it'd be like a waste of time for him, which I guess it's true. It kind of sucks to hear that, but I guess it's just like part of the game here. Like how can I get like going back to the sales thing here? How can I help the restaurant bring in more money, which is like the whole point of the restaurant. So definitely got hard boundary here, and we also can't waste these walk-ins selling air. So I think this is a really good day we had here. Miscellaneous notes is that I wore pants today instead of shorts, and kind of a neutral t-shirt probably helped. Also, I went on Instagram in the morning, which I think ruined my mental focus a little bit. But overall, I was pretty pumped about this. We did talk for quite a while. So shout out to William. We're going to be making some adjustments to our product in the future. We're going to do that tomorrow. It's pretty late here, so we'll check back in. And yeah, let's keep on going.